The largeness came as a dancer. People say that I'm a completely different person on stage, but it's because it's my safe space. The vastness of space, I want to take it up on stage, and I believe that I can. I believe that all things are possible when I'm on stage. I can do anything, I could be anything, and that's not something that I necessarily felt comfortable doing when I was growing up. Hi, my name is Camille A. Brown, and I'm Tony nominated as a choreographer for Choir Boy. I have a small voice. I've always had a small voice, so 20 years ago it was even higher than it is now. And I didn't really talk a lot because I was always teased, so I felt very insecure. Movement was always a way for me to express myself and to communicate to other people how I was feeling. I've always liked putting things together, putting shows together for my family. We have family gatherings, and then, I would tell them at 8 o'clock, we're gonna have a show. So that was probably torture for them. So I always loved to do that. I just didn't know it was choreography. My mom loves dance. It was something that she always loved. She's a retired social worker, but she was actually the one that introduced me to musicals. Jelly's Last Jam, Damn Yankees, Chorus Line, Bring in the Noise, Bring in the Funk. So it's because of her that I'm here. I definitely loved it. I just didn't know if it was a profession. In school, you're taught teacher, lawyer, doctor. I went to LaGuardia High School and the Ailey School. From high school to college, I felt like there was gonna be something new, a new experience. I had been struggling with body issues and weight, and I felt like, okay, well, this is a new atmosphere, new state. That's not gonna follow me, and it totally did. It was heartbreaking, and I wanted to transfer immediately. And I told my mom, and she said, okay, well, you just got there, so let's finish out the semester and then have a conversation about transferring. But in the meantime, you have to find something that you love, that you can stay focused on. Trish Casey, who was my first teacher at NCSA, she was actually asking us, what do you think about moving, and what is your personality? And I had never thought of it like that. I didn't necessarily know then that I wanted to be a choreographer, because I just thought, okay, this is something to keep me, and I graduated, and there weren't a lot of representations of Black women, Black female choreographers. I knew Marlise Yerby and Diane McIntyre and Katherine Dunham, but I had to do the work to see them. Choir Boy specifically, the movements that are in the show are rooted in Juba dance, which is an African-American social dance that started during slavery. The enslaved Africans were not allowed to have instruments on a lot of the plantations because there was fear that they would be communicating to each other through those signals. The enslaved Africans used their bodies to make sounds, and that your body is an instrument as well, so they use that to communicate. Also, step, which is an African-American social dance, which is also connected to Juba, and I was also thinking about South African gumboot dance, which is comes from South Africa, and it's the miners were wearing boots, and they weren't allowed to speak to each other during their work. So in order to communicate, in order to keep the rhythm, they would start making noise, very much like Juba dance. You are doing something that is culturally specific in front of people who may not necessarily understand. Are you gonna water it down, or are you gonna tell it like it is? Trip Coleman, the director, and Terrell, Alvin McCraney, they really gave me the space to do that, because it's a play. So they could have said, well, this is a play, they don't dance, what are you doing? But they didn't. I never thought I would be here as a Black woman. The last Black woman nominated in this category was Marlise Yerby for Rent in 1996. So it's been 23 years. So that means a lot. It means that I have an opportunity to thank Marlise and Diane and Katherine Dunham, who paved the way for me and other Black female choreographers, but also I hope that This gives me a platform where a young Black girl like myself looks and sees a reflection of herself and goes, oh, I can choreograph too. I can make my own dances. I may be getting teased, but I can create my own voice. So that's what it means. I mean, it means a lot of things, but I just think about those